you two family and friends out there, and especially those Trekkie friends of mine. Your friend in the neighborhood, little penguin Trekkie Bob here, and I just wanted to share something that I found out that just happened at San Diego Comic-Con this year. It's really kind of cool. William Shatner, a.k.a. Captain James Tiberius Kirk, and to be honest, my favorite captain of all of Star Trek, actually came out and has agreed that this current era of Trek is not good. Let me explain. There's a little article here I found. Actually, there's a couple of them, one on Hollywood Reporter and another one on another site. This one's on Screen Crush. William Shatner on modern Star Trek. Gene Roddenberry would be turning in his grave. It says right here in the article, no matter where he goes or what he does, William Shatner will always be associated with Star Trek and Captain Kirk. Clearly, Shatner has viewed that as something of a mixed blessing through the years. He's openly poked fun at Trek fans in an infamous Saturday Night Live sketch, and he isn't shy about voicing his opinion when he's not enamored with whatever Star Trek is up to at any given moment. And at this particular moment, it sounds like Shatner is not a fan of what's going on in Star Trek, aka current Kurtzman Trek. Shatner appeared at his very own panel, Comic-Con. I want to say this was like a day ago. And at one point, he was asked if he felt any of the recent Star Trek series compared with the original Star Trek show that Shatner starred in himself back in the 1960s. And here's what William Shatner responded and said. He said, none of them. Shatner said before adding, got to know Gene Roddenberry in those 3 years fairly well, and he'd be turning in his grave at some of this stuff. William Shatner himself has admitted that he feels that this current shows of Star Trek, that being Discovery, Picard, Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks, and Prodigy, that none of them have been up to what he knows Roddenberry would have liked. Matter of fact, he believes that Gene Roddenberry would be turning his grave right now if he saw the state of current Trek. So Gene Roddenberry, the article goes on and says, Gene Roddenberry died in 1991. The last Star Trek show he had any involvement with was Star Trek The Next Generation. Shatner's last on-screen appearance as Captain Kirk came in 1994's Star Trek Generations. That's the crossover between Bridge the Gap of TOS and TNG era. Although he continued to write Star Trek novels for a number of years after that, but that means it's been almost 30 years since either one played a major role in the franchise. The current wave of Star Trek shows includes Star Trek Discovery, Star Trek Picard, the animated Star Trek Lower Decks. While I can see Shatner not liking some of these series, and indeed some Star Trek fans are not enamored with them either, this little penguin included, I think the only one out of all the new current Trek that I even somewhat like is either a little bit of Prodigy, because it's made for kids, and some of the Star Trek Strange New Worlds series. But even then, there's some of it I don't care for. I do like Anson Mount as Captain Pike, but that being said, Captain Pike, out of all the captains, is still not my favorite captain. Captain James T. Kirk is. Don't get me wrong, I like Pike, I like Archer, Janeway, Sisko, all of them. I would love to even see a Captain Worf series at some point. But my favorite has always been Captain James Tiberius Kirk. To me, this article and what he said really holds some weight. If the major character that started the whole franchise in the first place Kirk, if the actor William Shatner, who played him, feels that current Trek has missed the mark, then that should speak volumes. And it's just like every other IP that's gone out here recently. It's all gone by the woke and the SJW stuff and the politics. And instead of being a good story, they're always pushing some type of agenda. Well, if I wanted to watch politics, I'd watch CNN or C-SPAN or something. But I want to have a moment of my favorite geeky shows like Trek and Star Wars and things like that, Doctor Who. I want to have something to where I can unplug, unwind, and just enjoy a good sci-fi story. Get immersed in that world. Especially to me, the world of Star Trek has always been something that I've always really liked and wanted to be a part of. Because the science in it is based on science. Some of it's science fact, some of it's science theory. But still, it's so cool. And to show that all these different nations and aliens and so forth in a federation can come together, work together in a peaceful coexistence for a brighter and more hopeful future. Anyway, enough yammering on about how I feel about Trek. Those of you that have been watching and listening to me know that I have certain ways that I feel about this latest Kurtzman Trek. I don't really care for it. I completely 100% agree with William Shatner here. I feel like they have really missed the mark and missed the whole vision of what Gene Roddenberry was trying to do with Star Trek. Anyway, I'd love to know your thoughts on this. So I encourage you to either share your thoughts with me in the comments below, or better yet, go out your way and make the content. Even if your opinion doesn't agree with my opinion and you think this latest Star Trek is awesome, then great, I want to hear about that too. Because I honestly believe that's how a real discussion happens, is that we talk about things. We can, at the end of the day, we can disagree agreeably, as long as we can have a nice, civil conversation about things. That's what geekdom's all about in the first place. So anyway, this is your favorite little Trekkie penguin named Bob here. And I hope that all of you enjoyed this little bit of news, and hope you keep fighting the good fight, bring good back, good content in this day and age, and to leave all the politics and agenda out of it. But instead, just have good immersive stories. So I'll leave you with this thought. Live long and prosper, you friends of mine. This little penguin's out. Alien Frequency's closed.